Now, in most recent years, AS Monaco has become a bit of a force in France. Obviously, if it wasn't for the fact that PSG have a lot of money, I think they would have gained a lot more success and probably retained a lot of their players. Now, that's probably the task that we're going to be filled with today during this rebuild because, as we know, they have a fantastic youth academy producing some of the best players in world football.
Loads of players. You're talking about Emmanuel Petit, Thierry Henry, Fabien Barthez, Yaya Toure, Mbappe. You can just keep naming them, can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep naming them, really.
So all of these players have come through and played for Monaco, but now it's like, well, Mbappe's at PSG, and then they just get stolen.
They just sold him away. I say they just sold. They sold him recently, didn't they? 118 million.
Yeah.
World record for a player.
Yeah.
I mean, for a team of their size, Monaco's size. I mean, all right, it's a Monaco. It's a
very rich city.
City.
But the club
rich
itself,
country. Rich country, really.
Well, it's a sovereign state, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So a lot of money coming into them just solely helps them to do with their youth academy. And I think that's where they make most of their money, and that's how it keeps them going. Even though in 2011 they were bought out by a very, very rich Russian man. So
I remember that point as well because it was at the time they started spending a lot of money on players and bringing the likes of like Radamel Falcao across and players like James Rodriguez was another one. Only stayed for a year, but he was there.
And made quite a bit of money on that side as well.
They did, yeah. And even like they were relegated in 2000. Well, I can't remember when they were relegated, but they only got promoted to the top division most recently in 2013 from League Two. So
they've had a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah,
mainly because they were losing players and a bit of money problems as well. Not as bad as what some of the French teams have had in their leagues, but they get new managers in, and one of their famous managers, obviously, we know him quite well.
Arsene Wenger,
and that's where it all started. That's where he was the one that sort of started the youth side.
Yeah, in the 90s.
He got Thierry Henry in.
Yeah,
brought him through from the academy, and obviously when he went to Arsenal, they took him to Arsenal, didn't
he? Yeah.
I mean, even then, we still didn't know who Thierry Henry was.
He wasn't really that good back then, because I know Juve, he was a bit of a flop, wasn't he, before he moved to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Playing on the left wing.
Yeah.
With you play. I mean, he was quite good from the left wing anyway.
He would have known then.
Yeah, he was one of the most gifted
Premier League players ever. He was unknown then when he took over by Monaco, or when he took over Monaco.
Yeah.
So it was like, who's this manager coming through type of thing.
Yeah.
Same as he was when he came to Arsenal, really.
Yeah.
No one knew him in England, really, did they?
No. But yeah, I'm excited to do this club because as a rebuild, I actually think that they're in the midst of one right now. They've got a few really good young players in the team, which we're going to have a look at. That if they do manage to keep PSG's mitts away, could be really good. And that's kind of the challenge for this rebuild. It's a 5-year rebuild. The main challenge is toppling PSG. It's got to be.
Got to be, yeah. You just got to try and do anything that's better than them.
Yeah.
Really, because that's the team that beat in it.
Quite a unique stadium, the Stade Louis II.
Yeah.
Louis.
Yeah.
Just had a son called Louis.
That's right, yeah.
So, so this is quite
I've always known this pitch famously as well because it's on top of a car park. So
we had to check that just before because we were like, is it?
Yeah. It's all. I've known it for years, but I just doubted myself about it, and like you said, we just checked it up. But I can always remember teams going there and moaning about how hard the surface is to play on.
Yeah.
And, when you find out that it's on top of a car park, you think, well, maybe that's why, isn't it? Yeah.
And from the picture we can see here, it looks like it's in the midst of nowhere. No, it's right slap bang in the middle of the city.
It's mainly known, in that shadow that you're looking at, you can see the arches.
Yeah.
It's mainly known famously because of the arches. And that,
exactly, yeah.
Which is the away fan end as well.
Yeah.
And that looks down over the harbour.
Ah, okay.
And I just showed you a picture just now, how it's just sort of stuck in between like two big mountains.
In the middle of the city.
And then, and just looking down over the harbour. So, it's famously known for that because obviously they've had the Olympics and things like that there.
Yeah. So they've won 8 league titles as recently as 2017, which was a fantastic win for them when PSG was kind of in their prime.
The second time they won it in 1963, if you're just looking at that, is the first and only time they've done the double.
Really? With the cup as well?
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that we can aim for as
well.
well.
The first French team did it. Yeah, the first time the French team done a double.
But they have brought in some really good players recently. A bit of experience in Kevin Volland. They brought him in last season from Bayer Leverkusen, but he was quality in Germany, and he had a very good season last season. 16 goals in 35 games is really good for their standard of how they're playing. But like I mentioned, they've got a few really good youngsters. I want to show you a few of them before we take a look at some new players. One of my favourite wonder kids on this game is Benoit Badiashile. He's a great French centre-back. He's a bit of a beast as well. That 17 jump and reach, good strength. And he turns out to be really good too.
Yeah.
But a player that I would love Manchester United to sign in real life is Aurelien Tchouameni. He's a ball winner in that midfield. That's his main goal. That's his bread and butter. He's a ball winner. He's a powerhouse.
He's only 21 as well.
Yeah,
That's
he's
good,
6'2". He's quick, but he's strong. Really like him. So we've got a bit of a spine to work with, I think, because there's some really good quality players in here, like I mentioned. If we judge this by ability, Volland is our best player, but you've also got Ben Yedder, a well-travelled French striker, really talented, especially on this game too. He's been, I say well-travelled, he's been to 3 different clubs, but like in Spain, he's quite well known really at Sevilla, so he's really good there. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and we have had a little bit of money to spend. Not too much.
That makes a change for
but
us
there was
lately,
enough lately, thankfully. But I blew it all on one player.
Oh, all right.
Because I didn't think like we needed to spread it across too much, but there was a current weakness that I thought we could bring in squad player, but also could fit into first team, and that's Breel Mbolo from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Very similar to like Tchouaméni and Badiashile in like his size and structure. He's 6'2", he's quick, he's strong, but he plays in a different position. He plays from the right, or he can play up top. A Swiss international, and he's very aggressive.
48 caps for a 24-year-old, that's really good.
It is really good, yeah. I think they were like pinning their hopes on him being like a top quality player. So yeah, he's come through the Basel youth ranks in Switzerland, but he's played at Schalke and he's played at Gladbach. And look how long his career is, and he's really young.
Yeah.
So he's been playing for a long time. We've picked him up for quite a cheap cost as well. I think his mental attributes and his physicals are fantastic. 14s for finishing and first touch. He's going to bring something to us. I really think it's a good signing, especially for the cost of just £11.75 million. So that is not bad. Tactically as well, we're looking at this.
Oh, hello.
A 4-3-3.
3 up front, eh?
Yeah.
I like this.
So we had a little bit of success with it at Betis, if you remember. Different type of tactics. So I've gone slightly different to because of the different roles that we have in the team. We've got Tchouaméni, who I think can be a really good centre midfielder, who's also good at winning the ball. But we've got this guy, Golovin, who is a fantastic playmaker. Really tricky Russian playmaker. He's 25 as well, so great for age-wise and keeping him. But he runs with the ball, he shoots from distance, dictates the tempo. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
so I think we can kind of like build our creative hopes on him bringing the ball out of midfield to feed these 3 up top.
Yeah.
The roles that I've got is mainly because I want to see what works these first couple of seasons and maybe change it around. So pressing forward on attack, advance forward and a Tracatista.
Well, we're definitely going to be dangerous going forward, aren't we?
For sure,
It just really all depends what our defence is going to be like, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got some decent fullbacks as well. There's a couple of Brazilians on each side. Kyle Henrique, I think he's called, and Vanderson, who is a new signing, I believe, in the update. But there's also a French player who can play at right back who's quite decent going forward. So I've left that to be free. We're attacking mentality and in possession. We're playing through the middle because that's where we are situated mostly. Playing shorter directed but extremely high tempo, running at the defence. In transition, it is a gegenpress, distribute the ball quickly to the centre-backs. Got some decent centre-backs, like I mentioned, Badiashile. And out of possession, high line of engagement, standard defensive line, much more trigger press, playing the offside trap. People are enjoying how I've been breaking down the tactics recently, so yeah, I'm willing to continue that. We haven't got any fancy type of player instructions, just the usual that I like to put on things like on the 2 on the outside of the middle. We are shooting less often, holding up the ball, crossing more often, that type of thing, and the same with the pressing forward, shoot less often again. We're trying to feed the ball mainly to the middle of the strikers, which would be like Kevin Volland. So you see a lot of tactics where these 2 guys are out here, they're just pinned up a little bit further up the pitch. So how has that been doing for us? Very well. We've had a Champions League qualifier stage, so we've won the first part of it 2-1 and 3-0 against Spartak Moscow.
And come on, Galatasaray.
Galatasaray, former rebuild club.
Two good wins there, 3-0, wasn't it?
2 fantastic
wins.
Go
to Galatasaray.
Yeah, and we know that's difficult.
What do they call that? Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell indeed. So we've done really well there. We had a 3-0 draw against Nantes at the start of the season. Of course, you've been to Nantes. You mentioned that before in the Saint-Étienne one. A bad loss to Lorient, which come out of nowhere, to be honest. Boadu got a goal. He is a new signing for Monaco at the start of the season. A Dutch, 20 years of age, another player that we haven't mentioned yet, which we can kind of pin our hopes on this rebuild being really good for us. He has great potential. £14 million is all they spent for him. Is mental. He scored 15 goals and 31 for AZ last season in real life, so that's quite phenomenal, really. But he joins us here. And the final part, after beating Lens 2-0, Myron Boadu again, 2 goals there. Troyes 1-0, Ben Yedder. So we've got a lot of strikers. We've got 4 good strikers, which is the reason why I felt like I could go 3 up top and only select Breel and Bolo so that the others can rotate. and let that happen.
You seen who's in our Champions League?
We have got a very difficult Champions League group. Liverpool, Villarreal and Zenit. You kind of like to think that we're better than Zenit, possibly, although they're a very underrated team there they have, especially on Foot Manager. They've just got players at work. But Villarreal's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Very, very similar stature to Monaco.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I think.
I mean, Liverpool, they're in a class of their own at the moment.
Yeah, they are probably the best team on this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited. We're in 5th place at the start of the season. Of course, we drew 1, lost 1. PSG already won 4 from 4. So we already are a little bit behind them. If we want to catch them up, that's going to be difficult.
Look who's in 2nd place as well. Look, Nice. That's our rivals.
They are the main rivals,
yes, they are,
so you can see that local rivals in the south of France.
They call it the Dila La Corte d'Adaz. I hope I've pronounced.
And what does that mean?
It's the French Riviera.
Right,
derby.
okay,
That's what it really means in English.
The fancy part of France where all the Brits go on holiday.
Yeah.
And all the posh people go to watch Monaco.
Yes, yeah.
So, really nice area to watch the F1.
My dad's been there with the F1. He went there the week before when they'd already set the track up.
Yeah.
And that really where they come down to go underneath the car park.
Yeah.
That real sharp bend there. He was still on that bend talking to me on the phone, on a video phone, and said, "Look where I am, look where I am." And I was going, "Wow, no." He didn't buy anything though.
No.
He said, "I can't afford anything here." Yeah. He said, "It's a flying visit. I'm coming through."
The one last thing I want to highlight before we move on is the club culture, because it's very contradictory of all three of them. So they want us to sign high reputation players, but they also want us to sign players under the age of 22, which don't tend to have a high reputation.
No, they don't. No.
And they also want to develop players using the youth system. So do you want us to sign players? Do you want us to develop through the youth system, or what do you want?
Yeah.
So either one of those, I feel like we're going to let them down at some point, but hopefully we can do success on the pitch. And it won't matter. So we're going to simulate this season, but before we do, a word from our sponsor, SPITCH. Yes, today's video is sponsored by SPITCH, which is a brand new app on the football fantasy type of era, which we've both been getting involved in recently.
I've had a go at it,
Yeah, we've had a go at it. It's quite fun, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've also created a community league, should you want to join us. A couple of you have done so already.
Go with us. Take us on.
You can do the Premier League, Bundesliga, there's so many different leagues, so I think we might vary that up a bit.
Yeah, but I think we've got to have a go, haven't we?
Yeah, I want to try the Bundesliga one. I want to see what it's all about. But it is free to play, but you do have to be 18 or over, and you will have to provide ID to set up your account. It's very easy to register, though. If I can do it, and Dad can do it, you definitely can too. It's only available in the UK and Ireland, however, but even though it is free of charge, Dad, you can win up to £70,000 per week.
Yeah.
And I say per week because one of the best parts about SPITCH is that it's a day-by-day fantasy football app.
Which I prefer, really, because sometimes I'm so busy I just ain't got time to do it.
We forget. That's why the reason why I don't do the main ones anymore. But with SPITCH, it doesn't matter, because if I do miss a game week, I can still compete against you the week after.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So that's what I think is the best bit about SPITCH. So the app lets you build a squad, collect points, and battle out against each other, like we mentioned. Plus, there's loads of statistics on there, which will help you make your decision who you want to pick. You don't have to leave the app to find out who's the best ball carrier, who's getting the most assists, for example. Yeah. It's all there on the app. So if you use my link down below in the description, of course it's free, and you'd also be supporting me as a content creator. You get to challenge me and Dad, and I'll leave a link down there in the description for the community league. So make sure you join in and face off against us in that community league. And thank you very much once again to SPITCH.
Come on, have a go.
So the first season, we're in 2nd place, which is great.
It's a long way behind, mind you, but
that's the problem. 24 points behind PSG. And we know that with PSG, obviously, at this point, they will probably have the best team that they will have in the whole rebuild.
Yeah.
Because they still got Mbappe. More than likely, he has agreed to leave already, or he's opted to leave. So it does say that he hasn't made his mind up. He's going to explore his options. So
I think he's going to go to Spurs. I think it's got to be in it.
Yeah.
Really.
Imagine if we offered him a contract and he came to us.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
And of course, they've still got Neymar, who is about 30 years of age now. Messi's getting a little bit older. So at this point, they have the best team. And they still lost 4 games.
Yeah.
2 of them was against us.
Get in.
A 4-0 win.
Get in.
Against PSG.
Away.
Away to us. Of
course, you're on the PSG. Yeah.
So we have beaten PSG 4-0 when they played us at home, which of course is a fantastic result. So we can see that it was December when we beat them 1-0 at their end.
88th minute as well.
88th minute, Kevin Volland.
Score goal.
Absolutely. But towards the end of the season is when we demolished them 4-0. And it wasn't we still had Champions League football, so if they had Champions League football, they can't blame it on that, because we had Champions League football as well. Fortunately, we lost to Dortmund. 3-2 at home, 4-2 away. It was in our hands. It was in our
So
hands.
close, isn't it?
So we did get through.
When did
the
they
Champions
score that
League.
big last goal against us?
Let's take a look. 96th minute.
Oh. That's how close it is, isn't it?
Yeah, 96th
close
minute.
it
Very disappointing after we equalised in the 83rd
Yeah.
minute. But I mean, we had a great season, I think, despite that. In the other competitions, we were knocked out of Coupe de France by PSG in the quarter-final. So first round knockout of the Champions League. I mean, you can quickly take a look at the groups and just see how we did. I'd imagine we finished second. Liverpool won it after extra time against Man United. I'll pretend I didn't see it. We were second place to Liverpool,
That's
who
good.
won all 6 by 3 points as well. We had a good goal difference. We lost 2 games. Both was against Liverpool. 1-0, 7-2.
I keep on saying it, though, don't I? You win your home games and you'll get
Exactly.
through.
So we did manage to get
Yeah.
through. So that's the main point there. So I do think this tactic works quite well. 25 goals from Kevin Volland. It
Brilliant.
was the highest because 23 was Boadu, 19 was Ben Yedder, 16 Brian and Bolo. We've got 4 good strikers, all of
Yeah.
them getting 15 goals or above, and the ones that didn't get 20 got 10 assists each.
Can't mold with that, can you?
I like it, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So Chouameni, who's playing that centre midfield role, got 10 goals and 7 assists, and Golovin got 9 goals and 10 assists. So yeah, they're coming from everywhere. Caio Henrique, who is our left back, got 13 assists, and our right back, which is the French right back, 17 assists.
That's brilliant for me too. Yeah, full-backs and that.
We're scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
I would dare say we're probably second, in the most amount of goals this season. So we scored 77 behind PSG, who scored 96. So not bad at all. It must be said.
First season on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing before we go on to the next season, obviously this is perfect for Patreon members. In the rebuild, after our 5 years, we give you a challenge to see if you want to take it on. There's been loads of you signing up recently, so I really do appreciate that because you do help me support me as a content creator financially through getting the saved game file. And I know you've been loving it. This might pique their interest even more because at the £5 tier, of course, you get your access to that. If we can keep hold of them, this is.
Yeah.
Through the development of the youth intake. We mentioned our youth facilities are incredible. There's this guy who's come through, 15 years of age, 5-star potential. He looks amazing. Already valued at 12 to 16 million pounds.
And he's only 15.
And he's 15.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great player traits as well. He's not the only one. If we go to our under 18s, we can see a little bit more. And there are loads of really good players who have just been coming through the youth intake. So Alan Anua is another one. Striker. How good is he?
Yeah.
15, 13
Pretty
to
right.
17 million. So I'm going to try and nail these down. I've offered them a contract to nail them down to
You've probably got a youth
2026.
team that's worth over 100 million.
Pretty much. I mean, there's the third one that's just come through there. He's 4.5-star, centre back, 15 years of age. Looks pretty decent to me. If you ask me, he looks good. And then Arsenio Silva. Arsene? No? Arsene Wenger? No. Goalkeeper 16. He looks incredible. £10 million.
16?
It's got to be a golden generation that's come through the Monaco
30 million in
youth
free
ranks
players,
there.
isn't it?
Yeah, not bad at all. So there you go. Page.com/Megaloot Gaming. At the end, we'll take a look at these throughout the whole rebuild and see how they do. Okay, on the outs in season number 2, we managed to accumulate £12.75 million. Gelson Martins left the club. Now, he's a very good winger on the game that a lot of people probably would be like, why have you sold him? I'm not using wingers.
No.
He was kicking off a bit, so I decided to sell him, so that's fine. We managed to get 7.5 million. Pietro Pellegrini moved to Astana for £4 million. He's another backup striker. Cesc Fabregas left on a free, but the wages I'm glad to see him go.
Bet, yeah.
He's a great player, but like his physicals now, he's got 6 stamina and pace with 5 acceleration.
Yeah.
It's time for you to go, Cesc.
It's probably good to have a run in the dressing room and that, but
Yeah,
probably won't use
absolutely.
it properly, will we?
But on the ins, though, I have replaced really well. Now, at the back, Giorgio Scalvini is a fantastic centre-back, one for the future here because he has great attributes already, even though he's 18, but we can progress him into a better player. We've picked him up for £1 million from Atalanta. Good young signing. To be fair, this one's not exactly old either. Tommaso Pobega. We've raided Italy, so we've got 2 players from Italy. He's fantastic.
23, yeah.
23 years of age. He can play in the DM role. You can play centre mid. I think he's fantastic, really. Great positioning, passing, and tackling. So as like a defensive midfielder who's good on the ball, great. But his player traits: arrives late in opposition area, with 14 finishing.
Very good.
Oh yes, now I like that. That's
Yeah.
two of my favourite combinations. £16 million is what we paid for him. He had a loan deal to Torino last season where he did fairly well, to be
Look
fair.
at the top of the page already. Look, 2 goals in 4 games.
2 goals in 4 games with 1 assist and a very high average rating. So Pabega started off fantastic for us, which has meant that tactically I've decided to move Tchouaméni back into the ball-winning midfielder role. Now, he's not a natural in this role. His natural position is centre midfield, but he's probably better as a ball winner here in our formation that we are using. So we're going to stick with this. I'm also going to put Van der Sar on the right-hand side because the French centre-back that we have, although he's fantastic and probably better than him now, Van der Sar's just 21 with a better potential. He's going to be better for us in the future.
Yeah.
So I think we secure him down to more games. Plus, there's Chelsea that's sniffing around him right now. There's been a few offers. I've turned them down. He isn't happy about it. I'm thinking we play him because he's still got a long time on his deal.
Yeah.
Eventually, we can persuade him to stay. So Van der Sar
But even if
stays
we
at
don't,
right back.
his value will probably go right up.
Exactly, by playing him.
Yeah.
So these are the only 2 players that we're going to use. I'm not even going to secure in Breel and Bolo, and I'm going to let the assistant manager decide that. Because if we take a look at our squad depth now, we've got 3 or 4 players there who are really good. Golovin is definitely our best centre midfielder, along with Tchouaméni and Pabega. That's great. And we can see our defence here is very split between who is good alongside Badiashile. We've got Disasi there, Pavlovic, and of course Scalvini, who will play a little bit of a part. We've got Nubel, who is the goalkeeper for another season. That's a 2-year long deal from Bayern Munich. We don't have options to buy, so possibly at the end of next season, we'll have to replace the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But for now, we're all good. Schedule-wise, it's been great for us. Although we lost the Super Cup to PSG, we beat them in the league 2-1. Neymar was also sent off, and I was waving. Oh, see you later.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Lionel Messi's still
Messi
there.
scored, eh?
Yeah. Ben Yedder got one in the 45th, +1. Badiashile, centre-back, 54. Strasbourg, a 5-2 victory against them. That's my French team from when I did Youth to Gold. Now starting on Twitch, by the way, the second channel, which you can check out. Speaking of other channels, the Alpha Omega channel.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to everybody who's come over and took a look at that. If we can get that to 1,000 subs, that'll be fantastic, because then I can start paying Dad. But of course, we got some videos that are already out on the channel already. Speaking of Erling Haaland, where is he going next?
Where's he going to go?
We've done a video based on that. We've done a video based on, speaking of PSG, Pochettino.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the new Man United manager? We've done a video on who the next Manchester United manager is going to be, and we also did a January transfer window roundup.
Yeah.
Plenty more videos will be coming out on that channel soon. Bordeaux, 4-2 victory against them and a 3-1 victory against Lorient. What a
Good start, yeah. Look at our Champions League group again.
Champions League group. Zenit's there again, which is annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
we beat them last time, so we should beat them again.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Zenit's there again, but Porto, Porto and Monaco have this weird link where we kind of share a lot of players.
Yeah, but also we got bad memories against Porto because that's the only time we made the Champions League final. We lost 3-0 to them.
Yeah,
and you just
the gaffer.
You just told me who the manager was, didn't you? Jose
Mourinho. So,
one of my favourite managers, yeah. So.
But yeah, Radamel Falcao played for both Porto and Monaco. James Rodriguez played for both Porto and Monaco. There's a few little links there with the 2 clubs.
Yeah.
So a lot of history. Maybe we can get our own back and knock them out the Champions League instead of giving them the trophy. So that's a difficult group. In the league, then, we are currently top because we have won all 4 games out of 4. PSG are already 3 points.
So they lost to us, didn't they?
Yeah, 12 points with 8 goal difference. Very good. But Lionel Messi is the top scorer. Look at all the 19s and 20s. It's embarrassing, isn't it? It is embarrassing.
Especially at that age, though, 35.
Yeah, incredible. Right, let's simulate the second season. So,
they've done it again to us, didn't they?
Yeah, 98 points. They're getting better. They're getting better. We've got better.
We got closer.
87 points for us, but we had to because Leon was chasing us.
Yeah.
With 85 points there.
Good French side as well, isn't he?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Leon and Marseille, 2 other clubs that I'd love to do a rebuild on in the future.
We only lost 5 games this time, but PSG only lost 2. That was the difference. They lost 4 last time, didn't they?
Yeah, the 2 games that they lost, one was against us, which was our home game, and Lille away from home too. Boadu got the top scorer though, 24. That's not bad considering we're playing 3 strikers. Yeah. Volland all got 13 assists throughout the season, but look at our average rating.
Neymar had a good season, didn't he?
A very good season. Most assists, highest average rating. But Badiashile and Golovin both there for the average rating. That's good. And Badiashile and Golovin both had 8-man of matches.
That's good, yeah.
Fantastic, really. So, yeah, competition-wise, we were in the semi-final of the Champions League.
That means, well, we knocked one of them out then, didn't we?
We did.
Knocked one of the big boys out.
We did. What a Champions League campaign we had. It's to be played between Arsenal and Liverpool. Come on,
Liverpool
Arsenal.
again, eh?
Yeah, how annoying. Let's take a look at the stage-wise. We can see it in its full form. If we go by the tree, we can see here. So we lost to Arsenal 4-2 on aggregate. We beat Man City after a 7-all tie across 2 games on penalties. Benfica was the team, so we knocked. Real Madrid. Yeah, we knocked 2 Portuguese teams out in the Champions League this season. But yeah, what a tie that is! I want to see how we actually did in the Champions League against Manchester City, because that's a very interesting tie. Oh my God, we lost 3-1 at Man City. Then you think, because that's 2 late goals as well. 86, 92. They have both Dusan Vlahovic and Lautaro Martinez. Yeah. That means they signed Vlahovic from Juve, because I've definitely moved him there. So he's only just moved. Yeah. So he stayed 1 season at Juve and then moved. So I did the update. In our home leg, we beat him 6-4. It went to extra time as well.
What a game that one must have been.
Yeah. Mbappe, he went there. Former player of ours. Yeah. He moved to Manchester City, scored a hat-trick, and then we knocked him out anyway.
Yeah, get in.
Knocked him out on penalties. But Arsenal, a little bit of revenge there. So Erdegaard and Nketiah, Volland got our goal, and then our home leg, we could only do a 1-1 draw. Yeah. So that's disappointing. But look how good our end of season is, though. Only 1 loss against Marseille in that last and final month. Considering this is a second season, we know has that really annoying period where the World Cup happens. Yeah. So disrupts your season. We just play way too many in the second season.
How did we do against Nice then? It was 4-0 at home. Where was the away leg?
Nice was a 4-0 there, and then the second half of the season a 2-2 draw away.
I'll take it for the fans.
Absolutely, that's not bad at all.
I like to make sure we get that result in.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look at statistical stuff then, because 35 goals from Myron Boadi, 23 from Ben Yedder, 22 from Badishile. That's a centre-back, by the way.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
22 goals from a centre-back.
21 from Kevin Volland and 17 from Brulin Bolo. And the assist-wise, also a little bit naughty. Volland getting 21. Golovin got 20. Caio Henrique, 14. Our right-back, 12. So we can't argue with the goals we're scoring. This tactic's definitely working in regards to the goals, but just maybe a little bit conceded a little bit.
Kevin Keegan tactics will score more than you.
For sure.
Wins games, isn't it? Sort of thing, really.
Yeah. Okay, let's go forward to the 3rd season. Now, before we take a look at the 3rd season, Dad, can you give us a light target, please, that you'd like for the audience to hit?
Slow down a little bit, so I'm going to put the target up a bit higher, because I need more of you to push the button.
I agree.
I'm going to go for my lucky number,
1300. Yeah. Just to clarify, his lucky number's 13, but we're just adding the 2 zeros because you can hit 13 before it's even out. Yeah. You do that every time. So the transfer history then, we outspend a little bit of money. We haven't brought in a lot though. That's the problem. Now, that was last season, so it is all just here. Alexander Nubel, I made it a permanent deal. They only wanted £4 million for him, so he's been a good goalkeeper. He still looks good. He's only 26.
Become second choice in the league. He's obviously done part of that.
He is decent, so we've brought him across. Fantastic. But I also signed Fernando Pacheco before I agreed that deal, because we didn't have an offer, so I thought, well, I'm going to have to get a goalkeeper. Yeah. Seeing this guy was available for a free transfer, brought him in, he accepted, and then I seen that Newell can go for £4 million. I was like, nah, let's get both. Yeah. I don't know if you know who this is, Dad. Would you be able to tell me who that is?
No.
Just by looking at him, who do you think he looks like?
No.
No? Okay. Now, if I go to his information and tell you his name is Theo Zidane Fernandez, it's Zizou's son.
Oh, right.
So he's got 4 sons, I think it is. One of them's the Real Madrid goalkeeper, but this one is his son, who is probably the best one out of the lot, to be fair, in a centre-attacking midfield role. He's got a few under-21 caps. We signed him on a free transfer from Real Madrid. So, I mean, he's brought into France. He's going to play a bit of a squad player because he is decent in some aspects. But I think when you tell, unless you can see it's his son.
Yeah.
Looking at that, I think he looks like him because he's got the hair.
When you know who his dad is,
yeah.
You think, oh, you can see
yeah.
now,
but because he's got the hair, maybe it puts you off because he's got a fantastic hairline. Zidane hasn't, so there we go.
It's like me and you, really.
Yeah. You've got great hair. Weston McKennie is a fantastic signing though from Juve, 25-year-old American. A lot of people always talk about Weston McKennie for his defensive prowess because he's a bit of a physical monster as well. Great fitness and stamina, good strength. Like his mentals are great on this game. For off the ball, teamwork, work rate, and his 15 tackling. So we brought him in from Juve. He wasn't really getting used. Actually, he was getting used a lot. Don't know why he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
£12 million is all we paid for him.
Guess amongst the goals as well. That's
bad, no. So yeah, we've picked him up. Nice little signing that is. But the best signing I think, is Oumar Saleh, another French centre-back. Another good young French centre-back that we picked up.
We're building a hell of a squad here.
God, yeah, 23 years of age, from Red Bull Salzburg, used to play for Lyon, so that's quite a nice little kick in the teeth for them, isn't it? We have spent a little bit of money on him though, but he is definitely worth it. For £22 million, I think he is fantastic, and I've spent a lot more on him in the past. So yeah, 6'4", physically he's fantastic.
We're scoring goals, so we're strengthening the right end of the pitch,
Exactly.
isn't we?
2 goalkeepers, a centre-back, a defensive midfielder. Yeah. You can see what I'm thinking here. So, tactically, very much the similar type of style. We've changed the role here to a box-to-box midfielder, for all of you eagle-eyed people that will see that. And we have Tchouaméni, Badiashile, Nouvelle, and Van der Sar all in to play as many games as they possibly can, mainly for their development. The rest of the lineup, you know, I'm happy to rotate. But if we do take a look at that, the assistant report, this is what he would play. He would play Weston McKennie over Pobega. In fact, no, he'd play Pobega, but Tchouaméni would be out. That's the reason why I put Tchouaméni in, because I wanted to play as many games as possible. But Oumar Saleh would be our centre-back, so Van der Sar would be out, which is the reason why I'm still playing him. Pacheco would be in instead of Nouvelle. So we have different opinions, to be honest. But that is what we are looking at. Schedule-wise, how have we started? It's been a little bit upsy-dupsy, to be honest.
That's not a great start, is it?
No, we've dropped 2 games there. A great 3-0 victory against my French team Strasbourg. Badiashile getting a brace. A 2-2 draw against Marseille. 77th minute they scored there, late one. It's annoying. They are a tricky team.
Yeah.
They are a tricky team. But Lens, we dropped points against Lens. And that's not good enough if we want to topple PSG. I genuinely think with a French team, sometimes it's easier to win the Champions League than it is to win the league.
Yeah.
I've said it before, but I really do feel that way. Not when you got a Champions League group like this, though.
Jeez.
Man City, of course, we knocked them out last time.
Yeah.
They've got Mbappe. Who's their manager? We're always curious. Allegri, Italian manager there. And Atletico Madrid, is Simeone still there? He is still there. Yeah. So
I just can't imagine him going anywhere else, to be honest with you, really.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, he just fits in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
you know what you're in for when you go to that stadium as well. It's not going to be an easy game.
Very hard game. We speak about him quite a lot, though, don't we, in the Alpha Omega channel, so make sure you take a look at that. But yeah, that's a difficult group that we've got to overcome there. But yeah, fancy our chances. Let's see how we do. Let's simulate this season. Right, we're 2 points off them.
That is close.
What's really annoying is last season we would have won the league with the points tally we got.
Yeah.
But I suppose the good thing is
you really need PSG to lose a couple of games and you're in with a chance, and that proves it. Look.
Yeah.
They lost 4 games, 2 games more.
Yeah.
And we were there.
We were so close.
Yeah.
I mean, with a win instead of that, they probably would have beat us on goal difference. I don't know whether it's done on head-to-head or goal difference. Yeah. Again, we were one of the teams to beat them. They cannot come to our stadium and beat us, unfortunately. So, but we lost 4 games, which has cost us eventually. Difficult. It is difficult. What is impressive, though?
Some of those games we lost are silly games. You shouldn't be losing against teams like that.
No.
You know.
If you want to win. I mean, if you look at the 2 draws that we had at the start of the season, we win both of them, we've won the league.
Yeah.
That's 4 points. What is impressive, though, is the average rating of Golovin is an 8 across the season.
Brilliant.
Yeah. He got 20 assists. Caio Henrique, our left back, got 18 assists. So, very impressive. And look who's joined us.
For PSG.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned, didn't we, in the Alpha Omega channel?
Yeah,
we did a video based on where he is going to go. Now, that worries me because if he is here, they are always going to have the best player in the world.
Yeah.
So that's even more of a tricky time now. They lose Mbappe, they go there in Haaland. That's disappointing for us.
Yeah.
So that makes our job a little bit harder. In other competitions then, we're the runners-up in the Coupe de France.
I thought we won it and I seen the picture of the cup.
We're the runners-up. We lost it to Lyon on penalties after a 1-1 draw. That's even more annoying, isn't it? Because if you lose it against PSG, you're like, well, you know, fair enough.
Second best all season. That's all we've won it, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's great to get to the final, and it's great to get that far in the league, but you're second best.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we beat the likes of Chaussot. We had quite an easy run, actually. We didn't. I don't think we come up against anybody difficult. My team Strasbourg knocked out PSG 1-0. And in fact, they knocked out both Paris teams. They knocked them out.
When they get knocked out of the cup, that's when you got to think to yourself, this is our chance this season.
Yeah, exactly.
We could win the cup this season.
That's our chance to make it. The Champions League final is being done through Chelsea and Real Madrid. So where do we come? We beat Napoli there in the first round knockout, 4-2 on aggregate. Quarter final. That's where we lost it to Manchester United 2-1. So across the two legs there. So that's unfortunate. Disappointing. Goals wise, 30 came from Myron Boadu, 22 from Kevin Volland, 20 from our centre back Badiashile. Ben Yedder, 15. Breland Bolo down to 11. That's lower. 26 assists from Golovin, 21 from Caio Henrique, 13 from Breland Bolo. That's gone down a bit.
It has a bit.
Yeah, and I think that does show in the points tally. Last season we had more points.
Yeah.
If we had those points from last season, we would have won the league. That's something we need to work on.
So close. But our team's getting better. Our squad is getting better.
Exactly, and we're managing to keep hold of these players. That's important because now, I say that now. Badiashile wanted.
At the end of the day, you're there or thereabouts winning the league, and you're in the Champions League. So you've got.
They want to stay.
You've got that pull for players, haven't you?
Yeah.
You say, look what we're doing. Look what we're playing. Look who we're playing against. You know? And they're in the limelight then, aren't they? You know? And that's what these players want, don't they?
Exactly. I mean, Badiashile is wanted by Atletico Madrid, but he wants a new contract.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's only for the fact that he's very unhappy. Obviously, I can't do these contracts when I'm holidaying throughout the season. That's how I simulate it, by the way. Loads of people ask.
Who wouldn't want to live in Monaco?
Outstanding, especially when you're on that money.
Yeah.
And Myron Boadu is also wanted by a lot of clubs, but he wants to move to a bigger club.
Ooh.
So he is requested
on that list.
It was. He's requested to leave, and he's worth 58 to 63 million pound. It could be the case that we cash in on that, and bring in somebody else because, like I mentioned, we got 3 other really good strikers.
Yeah.
And don't forget about the 2 in the youth academy.
That's right. Yeah.
We've got some youth academy players. I want to take a quick look at them because here they both are. 3-star ability already. Christoph Garcia. He's getting better and better in the 2 seasons.
54 million.
Competitively, non-competitive, which is like our youth ranks, he scored 32 goals in 25 appearances with 10 assists. And then the other striker that we have, he looks amazing as well, worth 23 to 28 million pound. If we take a look at how he's been doing, 58 goals in 50 appearances with 37 assists.
18 million for 2 players.
Unbelievable. So at some point,
our team yet.
No, at some point they are wanted. That's the downside. Only for a loan to Saint Etienne. We've got to make sure we keep hold of them. That's the main problem. But yeah, okay, we'll go to season number 4. Let's see if we can keep hold of these players.
We beat Saint Etienne. And the very first bit of silver that we actually won was in a cup final against Saint Etienne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Another club we've done a rebuild on.
That's
I love that rebuild too. So that's quite a nice little crossover there. Now, Myron Boadu has left the club. One of the teams that came in for him, there's about 4 or 5 offers, but they were lowballing me.
Yeah.
30 million. And I was like, I ain't giving you for 30 million. Get out. Milan came in with the most money. 50 million pound, just short of it, 48.5. But yeah, I think that was enough for me to go, yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Now, he is a world-class striker on this game, and he has the player traits that I love, and he has been scoring a lot of goals for us. But when he wants to leave, and they're giving me a 50 million pound, I thought, why not?
Yeah.
You know, you can leave. I have replaced him quite well, though. I have bought Sevilla striker Youssef Nesri, who is Nesri, probably something like that. He is Moroccan. He scored a lot of international goals. Very similar type of player. He's very pacey, but a good finisher of the ball. Likes to beat the offside trap. That's the type of thing that I look for. He's 27. He's a little bit older. I don't think he's as good, but he's still a goal scorer. And I think we can get to score goals.
Well, we can see he's scoring goals
7
already.
and 4. He scored 14 last season. So he already has half of his goals tally in the league from last season. So a good start from him, and only 30 million pounds. So we've gained about 20 million pound in that. And I spent that so well. Because I've brought in Anthony from Ajax. A lot of people are touting this guy as that next generational talent from South America.
Yeah.
And I can see why. I've seen him play in real life, and he's fantastic in the Champions League this year. He's been good. Ajax absolutely love him, and yeah, £25 million is all I spent on him. Even after he scored 15 goals in 33 appearances, despite playing on the right wing.
The thing with the Dutch league, though, when you buy players from the Dutch league, they don't cost you very much.
They don't, no. But
and
he is,
and they're usually youth players coming through, isn't they? You know, so that's where you get them if you pick them up so early.
Yeah, and we picked him up when he's 24.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's played there a good 4 or 5 years since he was like a teenager. Now he's great. Like,
if he was in the Premier League, you'd be talking nearly 100 million.
God, yeah, easily.
Playing
that's the price you pay, isn't it? Pierre Kalulu is a French centre-back / right-back that we picked up from AC Milan. So we give them Boadu, they give us Kalulu. And I think he's really good because he's a squad player. He can play in 2 different roles, and we don't have to worry about if he does play centre-back that he's going to play bad or right-back. He's good at both.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Pierre Kalulu. Plus, the wages were really cheap. And that's something that I've noticed in the French league. We can't offer the best wages unless they are a really high reputation club, a reputation player. But he wants to come in and only play for 43 grand. Yeah. bring you in. And we've also signed this man, Ristic, who is more of a backup left back, sorry. I think he's just really well rounded.
Yeah.
And we picked him up for like 2 million. It's a steal, really.
Yeah,
He's transfer listed.
Good squad player.
Yeah, he used to be their first team player. But yeah, I mean, we've got Caio Henrique, obviously, who's been bagging assists. But we still need backups for when these players get injured, for example. So tactically then, I have changed it ever so slightly. This right-hand side used to be a Trecatista. I've now changed it to a DLF because that suits Anthony's attributes a little bit better. We have him roaming from position and staying wider. So because he's used to being a winger, I could have changed it. In fact, I think even in pre-season, I toyed around using him here.
Yeah.
It wasn't working. His average rating was declining, and we've picked that up in the last couple of games. We'll see in the schedule-wise how he's been getting on since. But it wasn't that good to begin with, use him as a winger. It just didn't work in the system. So we're bringing it back to this. We've also changed the midfield role to Mazzala on attack, mainly because I want to see how well Golovin does in that role. Because he's fantastic, he's been getting loads of assists. Let's see if it makes a big difference. Tchouaméni now is good enough that we can rotate him in any different role, because if we do take a look at the squad depth, they're kind of all exactly the same, even though Oumar Saleh is actually selected as a really good CDM. He's a better centre-back.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some really good strength and depth there that we can see. Tchouaméni, Weston McKennie, Golovin. We've got Pabega on the bench, Saleh, Badiashile at the back, Kalulu on the right, but I think Vanderson is arguably better. And that midfield three, that front three there, but we're going to play Anderson on that right-hand side. I want to play him as much as Anderson. I want to play Anthony as much as possible on that right-hand side.
Just looking at that picture there, what do you think of the kit? Do you like the kit?
I don't mind the kit, yeah. I've always been a fan of it.
It's a unique kit, really, isn't it? Because of the way the
half and half.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me an incredible story now.
It's not an incredible story. I just knew something about the kit, and when they first started off, they played in red and white stripes. It's always been red and white.
Yes,
Yeah, but in 1960, they changed the kit because Princess Grace decided that she wanted it to be a change, and she designed that kit.
Oh, really? That's the Princess of Monaco, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, in 1960. So she changed the kit. She designed it for them.
Oh, that's quite cool.
They've kept it ever since.
They're not going to say no, though, are they?
No.
You want to change the kit? Of course you can. Of course you can, yeah. You want to swear pink with a tutu? Yeah, why not?
But yeah, it's a unique kit. There's not many teams have the stripe going across that way, is it?
It's quite renowned for Monaco, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. I do, and their away kit's quite nice as well this season. But yeah, there's some teams that I simply will not manage because I dislike the kit. Monaco's not one of them, to be honest.
I've always had a little soft spot for Monaco, mainly because of a particular player.
Glenn Otto.
Yeah, I mean, you know he's one of my favourite.
Yeah.
When I was a young lad watching him play, I've watched videos on him. Brilliant.
Yeah.
The movement that he's got on the board, and he looks so slow, body movement and all that, and he's a lot quicker.
That's very much like Pogba.
Yeah.
I always see that as looks slow but quick.
But when I remember him going there, and I thought, why is my best player gone to there? And I watched a documentary on him very recently, and he spoke about why he went to there. One reason was because of Arsene Wenger, and obviously we didn't know about him then, who he was. But when he met Arsene Wenger, he said to him that I'll make you the player that you are better. And you don't suit the English style playing, and that's why he struggled to get into the England type and all that. He looks like a very lazy player, but he's not.
Yeah.
Give him the ball, and he's dangerous.
Yeah.
And he played brilliantly for Monaco.
Yeah.
And the other player I like him because of who he is and what he'd done, but I also like him for he come to Spurs and played for Spurs, and he was like a very good striker for Spurs, and I like my strikers.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Oh, Klinsmann, very good player.
And he played there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've always had a little sort of soft spot for them, really.
I mean, their icons page that we can see, there's some massive names on here if you take a look. Like Ludovic Giuli,
imagine having them in the same team.
Mental, isn't it? Yeah. Fabian Barthez, of course, Man United.
You've got your goalkeeper straight away.
Yeah, there's Glenn Hoddle.
Midfield.
Jean Tigana. Claude Puel, of course. He's David Trezeguet. Yeah. I mean, he won the World Cup when he was playing for Monaco.
Yeah. There's your manager.
Yeah.
So you got the manager, you got your goalkeeper.
I mean, even Jardim.
What a midfield.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've had some fairly decent players. And now we've added Badiashile to the icons.
Well.
Where's my name? At the end, maybe.
Yeah,
at the end.
Yeah.
Schedule-wise, then, we started very well this start of the season.
All greens.
All greens. Even the friendlies, look. We played a couple of Italian teams and we beat them as well. A 3-1 victory against Brest. A 3-0 victory against Reims. This is why I changed it, because although we're still battering teams, I'm noticing Anthony getting low ratings. A 6.3, as you can see over here. In the Brest game, 6.7. He's not getting involved. No goals, no assists. Yeah. So I changed it. I put him up front. Bang. En Nesri, 3 goals. Anthony still a 6.4. What's going on? Bang. Second game. 8.8 average rating. He got himself a goal, and I think he also got himself those 2 assists.
Yeah.
All in one game, away from home against Lille, who very recently, of course, last season, won the league.
Derby game, next game as well.
Big game.
Followed by the Liverpool game.
Ooh. Yeah, very difficult. And AC Milan. Guess who plays for them? Boadu.
Yeah.
So bringing him back to Monaco, so it'll be interesting to see how we do against them.
I fancy our chances to go through here. You know, I think we'll beat Milan.
Yeah.
Liverpool's gonna be the odd one, but
so Milan they still have Pioli there.
The stadium is brilliant.
It's fantastic. I love that it's all different colours. I really do. I love that kit this season too. I really do like that kit. And then of course, who's Liverpool manager right now? It's Unai Emery. Wow, that's unique. We don't normally see that one.
I'd have never gone for him to be in Liverpool.
No, neither would I. And Apo Nicosa, Jason, of course, who always leaves lovely comments. Apwell, he's from Cyprus. That's one of his local clubs. So, yeah, a big season for us here. Let's see how we do. And so, we have won the league. Not only have we done that, we did it unbeaten. 0 losses.
Hey, what a result
throughout the whole season. We only won the league by 4 points. The PSG did really well.
It goes to show though, look, they lost 2 games. They lost 4 last season.
They lost 2 games. One was against us.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't beat us on our own pitch,
no,
they?
That was at their pitch. Oh,
was it?
Yeah, we drew against them in the home leg for us.
Even better.
So we went to Paris and we beat them. So we lost 0 games. We drew 5. Brest, Lyon, Bordeaux. We couldn't beat Lyon. All of them were 1-1 draws, which tells me in the games where we struggled to score a goal, that's where we couldn't get it over the line.
Yeah.
But we never couldn't
well.
stop scoring because we didn't lose a game.
Yeah.
So we started defending better.
Yeah.
Because the only games that we dropped points, we only conceded 1 goal. Even in a league where Erling Haaland scored 28 league goals. And Neseri scored 27. Golovin, another 8 rating across the season. With 17 assists, Caio Henrique getting 13. He gets the most man of the matches as well. What a season that is.
We've got to win something else as well, haven't we?
Come on,
can we do the double?
Unfortunately, we didn't. We were the runner-up of the Coupe de France again. PSG on penalties. That's twice we've lost on penalties, by the way. That's really frustrating.
I mean, out of the 2, you would take the league off them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. First round knockout stage by Manchester United.
Oh, no.
They keep coming around, don't they? But they lost to Arsenal in the final. It's gutting for me. Heartbreak. We lost a 5-3 on aggregate to them, but I'm wondering who. I think it was Liverpool. I can see there went through the group.
We've done Milan
with us.
We?
So no, Milan went through. We knocked out Liverpool. We knocked out Liverpool. They lost no games and they still went out. So that's pretty mental. Apoel had a -27 going in 6 games. They were like, oh, for God's sake, yeah. Squad-wise, let's take a look at the goals then, because Nasiri scored 33, 25 for our centre-back.
He's got to take penalties, isn't he?
No, I think it's literally from set pieces.
Is it?
He's just that good.
I've
gone through and I've done set pieces, so he is up there for every single one.
Second goal scorer of the team.
Yeah, make the use of your set pieces, man. Yeah. Honestly, it still works. Kevin Volland, 21 with 13 assists, 18 for Breland Bolo, 18 for Golovin, 11 for Anthony. It's such a good season. Assist-wise as
100
well.
goals from bringing 4 players. You can't mum from that, can you?
6 players having double figures in assists. So good. We're just scoring so many goals.
We're building a hell of a squad. I keep saying it. We're building a hell of a squad.
We really are. We really are. So
you've got to want to take this team off us.
Not bad at all. Especially like the players that are leaving. There's nobody like we've got to worry about. To be honest, like Caio Henrique, he is wanted by a lot of clubs. Arsenal being one of them. He's just won the Champions League. It's going to be a bit tricky to keep hold of him, I'd imagine. But he is delighted at the minute. Overall happiness. So okay, let's move on to season number 5. We've got a title to retain.
Yeah.
Now on the transfers in, we were not given a lot of money at all, Dad.
Hey, we're
honest.
champions.
Yeah. £25 million, I think it was. So basically, I spent £11.5 million. We still got £10 million in the bank. A little bit was changed over for wages to offer some new contracts. I think it's more important to keep these players than losing them. So what I decided then was, because we didn't really have enough money to improve the team. Our first team, you're not going to improve it with £25 million.
No.
Because our team's way too good.
Yeah.
So I started buying some youngsters. Might as well fill out the squad a little bit. So João Rego comes in, 20 years of age. He looks great.
Yeah.
Like, I've never even heard of this guy as well, because he's a real player. £7.5 million. Bringing him in. He's played 2 games, scored a goal already. Not bad.
Hey.
I think they're both bench appearances as well. Vasco da Massa, we've also gone back to Portugal, bringing him in from Academia there. 19 years of age. Look how good he is.
Oh, yeah.
He plays that
Technique
centre
17
attacking
for a 19-year-old. That's good.
He plays that centre attacking midfield role, but we're going to train him to be a centre midfielder because we don't play a centre attacking midfielder or wingers, and he's not a very good striker. So training him in a different role is definitely going to be important. He takes a number 10 spot. We're training him basically to be Golovin's replacement.
Yeah.
Agility and balance. We're giving him a rise rate in opposition area, perfect for Mazzala. We're doing all the right things. £1.5 million on this guy from Bulgaria. He is amazing for £1.5 million.
Only 18 as well, yeah.
Another player that is a winger to begin with. I couldn't turn him down for the money, so we're training to play up front.
Yeah.
Just see how he does. He already has some good player traits as well. So yeah, some good signings there. I've also, in the squad, I've bumped up, if you take a look at our age, I've bumped up the 2 youth prospects. And they started playing games. So Alan, yeah, he started playing games. He's getting better and better. And Christoph Garcia has also. He looks amazing now. Did I loan him out? I did. I loaned him out last season. 14 goals in 30 appearances he got last season.
What's his value
league. He's now valued at 70 to 83 million. Alan, I think I loaned him out too. I did. Montpellier, 12 goals in 29 appearances. Very good tally for a 17-year-old. Now worth 53 to 63 million.
I bet Arsene Wenger's looking at us and singing, that's the way to do it.
They know what they're doing. So, tactically then, very similar to what it was last season. In fact, it might exactly be pretty much the same. Although I've changed the advanced forward to a poacher because I prefer the poacher role. And then if we take a look at the schedule, we have started quite well. We've only dropped 1 point or 2 points there to Strasbourg. They scored in the 88th minute, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But a 1-0 win against Nice, our rivals, to kick the season off.
Good.
Although we lost in the Trophy of Champions. I don't really worry about that. Rennes, a 3-1 victory. And Lille, a 4-2 victory. Very good start to the season for us. It sees us in 4th place, but PSG haven't dropped any points yet. So it's down to us.
It's going to be hard again.
We've got to retain. Let's see how we do. And we retain.
Done it again.
Done it again. Nowhere near as good as impressive last season, but we still retain.
Yeah.
We win it by 3 points. They lost 1 extra game.
That's the hardest thing to do, retain your title.
Exactly. They did not lose to us this season, though, but they still lost. We relied on other teams to do it for us, but that's still fine. We lost to Nice, Marseille.
We didn't lose against PSG either.
We drew in the 2 games against them.
Yeah.
So quite important, really, how that ended up. Erling Haaland with 22 goals was the top scorer. And Naziri with 19. Golovin again with an 8 average rating, getting another 19 assists. This guy's insane, by the way.
Erling Haaland complimenting in PSG to win titles.
He hasn't yet. I don't know. Actually, he might have. I don't know whether he was there in that 3rd season. Oh,
yeah.
He did.
Oh,
that's annoying.
Oh, just.
Only £101 million. God. Bringing him in for £101 million and you lose 2 out of the 3.
Yeah.
Who is PSG's manager now, by the way? It's still Poch. How he's keeping his job, I will never know.
You know, he's winning titles, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he was.
They haven't won the Champions League.
So they come against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they desperately want to win the Champions League.
Yeah, and they haven't done that.
So I'm surprised they would have kept him if they hadn't won that.
Yeah, they've won.
Because they're expected to win this league.
They won 3 leagues under him, but that means that he's also lost 3 leagues because he lost last season, obviously, in real life, and he's lost 2 against us.
That's interesting because FM don't think he'll go to Man United then.
No.
Where did we think?
Please.
Where did we think he was going to go?
Well, that's the question. I'm curious now. Who's Man United's manager? I'm so curious that we've mentioned it. I have to see. Valverde. It's always Valverde. He's always there. Yeah. It's mental how that always happens. So Rangnick left. Oh, Rangnick's only just left, to be fair. He stayed there a lot longer, 3 years.
They're still waiting for Poch, that's why, wouldn't they?
Still waiting for Poch to get sacked. Still waiting. Other competitions then. First round knockout stage by Champions League. And the semi-final by PSG.
So you need PSG to get knocked out of that cup final to win it, don't you, really?
Absolutely. So Man City went on and won it. They beat Liverpool in the final. So a lot of English-heavy Champions League here. Kylian Mbappe got 19 goals alone in the Champions League. But we had quite a difficult group, to be fair, in regards to who we had at the beginning. Well, no, actually we didn't. Benfica, Leipzig, and Lokomotiv Moscow. Because of course
that was our easiest.
That is our
easiest group that we've been in so far, isn't it? It's
just Leipzig and Benfica are 2 very similar clubs to Monaco right now. I think that's why I'm thinking that way.
Yeah.
But I think we should have overcome that, and we did. It's just that we come up against Man City in the first round knockout stage. So did that mean we won the league? They finished 2nd. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Which meant, of course, we draw against them. That's so frustrating. Squad-wise then. Goals, 25 from El Nasiri, 24 from our centre-back, Badishile.
He's consistent, isn't he? He is consistent.
He scored double figures for 4 seasons in a row from centre-back. It's unbelievable. Golovin got 19 and 27 assists. Christoph Garcia, 18 goals in his debut season as a player for us. He's amazing. He is mental. He's kept Breland Bolo at the club. Breland Bolo's barely played this season. Yeah. Kevin Volland's there. Anthony's got 29 games, but he scored 8 and got 8 assists as well. So a fantastic season. I mean, Alan hasn't played as much, but he's been playing, I think, for non-competitive. No, he hasn't even been doing that. But he has been involved in the squad. He has progressed slightly. What I also did, which you can do this as a recommendation for you FM players, is I doubled their intensity level throughout the season and give them as much work as possible because I knew I wouldn't be playing them as much.
Yeah.
So he was hitting the training sessions hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's obviously why, even though he hasn't played a lot, he's progressed still, which is quite something that I've never done it before. I just tested it out and it seemed to have worked.
Yeah.
So there's something, maybe you can write that down and remember it in the future. But Dad, we've won 2 league campaigns. We haven't won anything else.
No.
Is that a success in your eyes?
Yes. Anything that you beat PSG to, it's got to be a success.
Yeah.
I mean, the money they spent, the players that we knew they had there, to beat them in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And for them never to beat us.
That's true. Yeah, they did.
So
never actually beat us.
That's the biggest thing as well, I think.
Yeah.
So I think, I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, they only beat us in cups.
I'd like to have won something else, in Europe. But unfortunately, we just can't pass that next step. Can we?
They'd always had unlucky draws.
We got the squad coming through, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think we know where my challenge is going to go, don't we?
5-year challenge. What is it going to be for these Patreon members?
Win a European Cup, whether it's the Champions League or the UEFA Cup,
Europa League.
The Europa League, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them two, I'll take.
Yeah.
I would prefer the Champions League.
Yeah.
Because that means you are the best.
Yeah.
But definitely take a European Cup.
And I'd like to add to this.
Go on then.
We won 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because we built this team. Now that you have this team, win me 3 out of 5 in the next 5. Win me 3 league campaigns out of 5 and get yourself a European trophy.
So it's not an easy challenge.
No, not at all. But you have the squad to do it.
Oh, we've built a hell of a squad.
Absolutely.
Hell of a squad.
So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Target 1300. We of course got SPITCH sponsoring today's video. Make sure you join our community league. Thank you once again to SPITCH.
Take us on.
We have the Omega and Alpha channel with a few videos coming up and a few videos.
Come over and have a look at it. You'll have a laugh.
Exactly. See if you can get us to 1,000 subs. I really would appreciate that. Dad would too, because he's skint right now because I'm not paying him. And then of course we have the secondary channel where you can watch Youth to Gold and all of that good stuff on there too. Thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it, and we'll see you next week for another rebuild. Bye bye.